Hi, my name's Mark. I'm one of the pastors here at Trillium. I was talking to a friend of mine recently, and he was celebrating his life. I mean, he was celebrating his good health. His health's getting better. His job, he's got a great job. His finances are great. His relationships are going really well. But he was mentioning to me that he was worried about jinxing himself, getting too happy about it, too enthusiastic about it. He didn't want, in a sense, to draw the attention of the universe upon his life too much. You know, what goes up must come down. He didn't want to bring the down upon him too soon. And it got me thinking about how this sensibility goes all the way back to the Greeks, the ancient Greeks. They had this word for piety or religious sensibility. And the gist of it is, just keep your head down. Don't draw attention to yourself. Remain inconspicuous if you can. You don't want to get the attention of the gods drawn to you, because it always works out bad for mortals. Never good for people. Even when the gods want to bless you, they still mess up your life. And so, as they say in Greek thinking, in Greek religious sensibility, piety, just keep your head down, remain inconspicuous, and get on with things. I was learned recently about herd animals. The safety of the herd is the herd itself and the uniformity of appearance of the prey, the animals that are in the herd. And what happens is that the predators have a hard time focusing on any one particular target. And years ago, they wanted to see how the herd worked, so they marked out a few animals in an African buffalo herd, put a big red dot on their hind. And what they found out quickly was that the lions killed all the buffalo with the red dot on them. See, the red dot made that animal stand out, made him different from all the other animals. And the lions could focus in on the red dotted hind and take down the animal. And that's just quite amazing to them. It's interesting how we work so hard in life not to get the red dot put on us. And how even today, in today's world, you do not want the red dot put on you in social media. It can bring horrific consequences to you. You don't want to have the red dot put on you in high school. The last thing you want to do in high school is to stand out. And I find that feature common in life, generally speaking. You don't want to stand up. You don't want to rise up too high. You don't want to get people's attention too much for fear that the red dot's put on you and ultimately bad consequences come to your life. You know, in Jesus' time, it says in one of the stories of Jesus that he was wandering to a village, and at the edge of the village there were 10 guys with leprosy. Leprosy was a red dot in the ancient world. You might have been brilliant, talented, handsome, or gifted, but you get leprosy, that trumps everything else, and you got the red dot on you, and you are now conspicuous. And people have their attention on you, and you are ostracized from the community. And it says Jesus comes upon this village with 10 guys with leprosy waiting for him. And they want his blessing. They want his mercy. They want God's mercy so they can be healed and freed from their conspicuous life. They just want to go back into the herd again. And Jesus ultimately heals them. And they are released from the red dot. Only one of them has the awareness of mind to recognize the blessing that's been given to him. The other 9 wander off, but one comes back to Jesus. He's filled with such enthusiasm and ecstasy that he's praising God and praising the blessing of his life. In one sense, the guy has had the red dot taken off of him. But in another sense, he's inviting the red dot back on himself. And he's praising out to God and to the universe itself for this great deliverance in his life. He doesn't care anymore because he's come to recognize that the blessing of God is not a curse, but is actually the goodness of a flow of life to him. He doesn't have to be afraid of the red dot anymore. He embraces that moment for himself and he's freed. That friend of mine who was struggling with the good fortune of his life, if he knew deeply the presence and the power of the Creator in his life and what the Creator's will for him was, he would shout out and invite the red dot of his good fortune to be a part of who he is. And he wouldn't care what the implications were because he knows who goes with him.